Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Georgiana with Expressions Craft Studio, and today we are doing leaf number 3 from Annigan Creates in the 10 Flowers with Teardrops. Now she did hers in blue, and she only did 5 petals versus 6, but I just was not happy with the way it looked for me when I just did 5 petals. So I went ahead and made a 6th one because I don't have a lot of luck when my petals aren't touching, trying to get them to stick to the center. And these pieces are all very tiny. So I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and use all 6. Just because I think that's going to work better for me. But she used 5. Like I said, she called hers forget-me-nots. Mine clearly aren't forget-me-nots because of the color. But I still like them. And she does warn you on this particular flower that these are tiny little petals, and she's not kidding. I'm going to try and use my tweezers here. I don't know what's going to work best for me. I'm not left-handed, so I don't have a lot of hope here. So there we go. Get that glue to come out of there. Yeah, I got to do this with my right hand. So I just have put down a piece of wax paper so that I wouldn't glue it to the white sheet. So it's going to be a little harder to see, and I'm going to try to keep it centered for you. So there's one. So let me do it that way. A little easier to hold on to. And you just want to put your glue right on the tip of that point. And let's see here. I'm just trying to get my spacing right. See, I don't know. Probably needed to put that one a little closer, maybe. So this is my struggle, or part of it. My struggle is many parts. These tiny pieces are harder for me to handle, which is to be expected. But they're harder than I would like. So probably I would prefer to make these bigger in the future. The thing is if you're going to be making a piece where you've got all different kinds of flowers and stuff, you're going to want everything to, or things to be different sizes. And but I think what I would do is I would go bigger and then just keep getting bigger, because this smaller stuff is really hard for me. Oh, see, now I got them too close together. Oops. Not ideal. Let's see here. And that center portion is even, oh yeah, see, this glue is not doing, there we go. Maybe I can leave it like that. And the little centerpiece, which looks like this glue's coming apart on that, is even tinier still. So this one is not one I would choose to make a lot, at least not in this size. And she does give you the sizes on her video. I think it was a quarter strip for each, which would be about half of my strips, if I remember correctly. And half of my strips is, oh, see, now my petals are starting to flop and go different directions. Half of my 10.5 inch strip would be 5 1/4, and I think hers were probably 6 inches. So that does make a difference. Hers would have been just the tiniest bit bigger. Okay, well, I'm just going to start over because this is not working. And that did come apart, despite me best efforts. Okay. Let's try and get this rolled back up here. Put that down. And I did use the needle tool to roll this because I wanted it to be a smaller hole. And this piece was 1 inch long. So your center piece is not big at all. And I just realized I'm going to zoom back out because I can't keep it on in the camera. Oops, wrong way. Yeah, so this center spot is really small. I might just do without it, and so this is going to be a completely different flower. Because I'm thinking I might just not do. Oh, yeah. So I wish I'd done this one bigger. All right, let's try this again. We'll just try it. So we're going to put some glue on the tip, more than I probably would like, which will slow down the drying process too. And I'm just going to try and line it up like that. All right, give it a little spin. Try to do the other side. I kind of want that to stay straight. And it's not. Come on. Oh, this is a struggle. That's probably about as straight as I'm going to get it. All right, let's try to do this side. Yeah. Just putting some glue on the tip here. And going straight across. So it looks like a propeller, sort of. This isn't quite straight, but I'm just going to have to go with it. All right, so then I'll put 2 up there and 2 down here. So try and take off some of that previous glue there. And oops, come at this from this angle. And try to do this one. Yeah, I appreciate these. I think they're pretty, they're delicate, but boy, they don't really seem to want to work for my fat fingers. Turn that around that way. You can see I didn't get those lined up, but I'm going to leave them because if I take it apart, I'm just going to make a bigger mess. All right, last one. So again, she used, I believe, 6-inch strips. Assuming hers were 24 inches long to begin with, she used a quarter strip for each petal. So they are small. Let's do it like that. Put our pin back in. I'm just going to have to let this sit and hopefully it'll dry in one piece. There we go. So there you have it. Hers, I don't know, it's the spacing. I mean, I made that center as tiny as I could get it. I think what I would do if I do it again is I would probably leave that centerpiece out and glue the petals close together, and then maybe put something on top for the center of the flower, like even a small gemstone or something, because this is just not, I don't like the way they're spaced out. Well, I'll leave it on here because you can see it better that way. But I don't like the spacing between the petals. And she used 5 and I've got 6. So I'm not sure what I did differently than she did. I could have used 7 or 8 petals on here, to be honest. But it is what it is. So, so far we've got this one. This is the one we did yesterday. These were the 2 I did the day before, because I said I wanted to do it in a darker color, so that's why I did this one. And then I ended up putting the the coils that I made on top, so I liked it better than in the center. I do like the coil on top better, and so I might just make a bigger coil here. Here, let's grab a strip of yellow here, and instead of using 1 inch, we'll just use the whole strip. And I'm going to try that instead, because I don't like the way that looks. And we're going to get our slotted tool here and get that paper loaded, and we're just going to wind that up. I got glue on my thumb. So let's see, is that going to be big enough? I haven't got it glued yet, so oh yeah, I think so. Okay, so we'll add a little dab of glue. Just burnish that glue down, and then we'll put that on top. Oh yeah, it's not centered, but I like that better. It's a little bit more substantial. It actually looks like it would hold those petals as opposed to that tiny little one. So, and what we can do also is dome this up a little bit. If I want this tool or if I want a different one. That one's not very smooth. Let's try this. Just put a little dome in there. I don't know if you can see that. Or like that maybe. So now we're going to fill that with glue, so it will hold its shape. Put some glue around the edge there. And we're going to try to get that centered on the flower. Let me pull that toward me a little bit. Actually, that looks pretty good, I think. It probably could come this way just a smidge. There we go. Oh, I didn't wait for that glue to dry, and I pressed the center down, so that's okay. I got in a hurry. Oh, and look, I moved that petal completely. I don't know which one I moved, but I moved some of them. There, that'll work. Alright, so I'm going to leave it there before I mess it up some more. But that was the number 3 flower with teardrops. And again, I ended up doing it differently because those small pieces just don't really work for me. And when I said that first center was 1 inch, that's the size she used. I actually used 1.5 inches, and I did it around the needle tool instead of the slotted tool, so the hole was smaller, and it was still just really hard for me to work with. So just keep that in mind, and don't let it frustrate you. Just go bigger. That's the easiest thing to do, is just go bigger. All right, we're done now for today, and tomorrow we've got a good one for tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and get started prepping that one, and I'll see you guys later. And thanks again for joining me, and I hope you're having fun with this series. So have a happy crafty day, everybody.